Hello dear traders, I'm Maria Startup and this is the review of crypto analytics from FX.co. It's the 20th of April today, Thursday, and in our today's review, another long-term forecast from PlanB. Meanwhile, Bitcoin recovered above 30,000 and whether the correction is cancelled. And we will start with an article by Paulo Greco and first, some opinions on long-term perspectives for Bitcoin. And here Paulo provides an opinion by famous crypto analyst with the nickname PlanB. And Paulo is quite skeptical about his opinion. Well, let's find out. PlanB is famous thanks to his forecasting model called stock to flow, which caused a sensation in the crypto community a few years ago. In fact, this model cannot be considered even better than the Ishimoku indicator because it's as prone to errors from time to time like other systems and indicators. Since this model is long-term for 1 or 2 years or even 3 ahead, you might as well rely on the advice of grandmothers near the entrance, Paulo says. He's quite sarcastic on the point, because Bitcoin has been growing for 15 years throughout its entire history, and we also recall that in 2021, when Bitcoin was at its absolute highs, PlanB predicted its growth to $100,000 within a month, then within 3 months, then next year, but none of these forecasts came true, Paul says. And now we are given a new deadline for achieving $100,000 goal. And according to PlanB, Bitcoin will reach this mark in 2025 after the cryptocurrency network's halving scheduled for 2024. And the analyst is quite confident that the market bottom has passed and Bitcoin will not fall below 15,500. And throughout this year, he expected to rise to $60,000, and it's quite difficult for us to say how realistic this forecast is, Paulo says, as the figure of $100,000 has become magical for all experts and forecasters in recent years, and he just constantly wants to know why is exactly $100,000 and not, for example, 90,000 or 120. Okay, and now let's get to short-term forecasts and the technical picture for today, and article by Artem Petrenko. Okay, what's going on with Bitcoin for today and for yesterday? The article was written yesterday. So at the chart, we can see that after Bitcoin reached the 30,000 level, the price moved to the consolidation phase, and subsequently buyers managed to build up volume and a decisive bull run to 31,100. However, when crossing the 31,000 level, the bulls had to face strong resistance from sellers, and as a result, price began to decline and formed an uncertain doji candle, which we can see on the chart, and closed near 30,400 level. And that unsuccessful retest of 31,000 led to the activation of sellers and increased pressure on the price. And the build-up of bearish volumes resulted in Bitcoin's price breaking below the 30,000 level by the end of the day before yesterday, and at the same time a bearish engulfing pattern formed on the daily chart, which could mean the beginning of a corrective movement in the short term. However, yesterday on April 18th, the day before yesterday, on April 18th, the price of Bitcoin managed to recover above the 30,000 level and form a bullish engulfing pattern, which we also can see here. And this is an extremely bullish signal, indicating a weak bearish sentiment and the growing strength of the buyers. Meanwhile, Glassnode analysts also note that the main on-chain metrics of the cryptocurrency indicate the completion of the main and most painful stage of the bear market, and there is also an uptrend in the use of the Bitcoin network for transactions, which strengthens the cryptocurrency's position. Separately, it's worth focusing on the reserve risk indicator, which measures the number of long-term holders of Bitcoin coins. And for the past year, the indicator has been below 0. But historically, when an indicator exceeded 1, the price has increased multiple times. And as of yesterday, April 19th, the reserve risk indicator is above 0, which may indicate an upcoming resumption of the upward movement. And also analysts at CoinShares added positivity, noting that an inflow of funds into crypto funds amounting to $114 million, and the total inflow of investments in digital assets reached $345 million over the last 4 weeks. But despite the overall positivity, do not forget that Bitcoin retains its correlation with the stock market, and at JP Morgan, they continue to heat up the situation, saying that US stock rally is unjustified. And the inflation issue and looming recession have not been resolved yet. So it is too early to talk about the crisis in the crypto market being over. And now let's get to technical picture itself, and what do we see on the charts? As we noted, Bitcoin formed a bullish engulfing pattern and recovered above the 30,000 mark. However, the trading volume of the cryptocurrency and the number of unique addresses remain low, indicating an impulse recovery growth of Bitcoin coils. In the coming days, it will become clear in which direction the price will move. As of yesterday, a consolidation period continues, and with the main level being the 30,000 mark. By holding this level, the chances of Bitcoin going to retest of 31,000 are higher than a correction to 28,000. If we look at the indicators, we can see another picture. Technical metrics on the daily chart indicate a local weakening of the bulls positions. The RSI has taken a downward correction, and the stochastic formed a bearish crossover, suggesting a further decline in price. Meanwhile, the MACD continues to implement a bearish crossover, indicating the weakness of Bitcoin's bullish potential. But this isn't to say that Bitcoin is overheated, or as the main metrics are within the bullish norm. On-chain indicators also point to the stability and consolidation of the cryptocurrency. However, Bitcoin lacks large bias to continue the upward movement. So, making a conclusion, Artem says the following: in the near future, the struggle for the 30,000 level will unfold, which will be characterized by impulsive price movements in both directions, with a breakdown of key support levels, and corrections should be considered as the main idea for the price movement only if Bitcoin consolidates below 30,000 and continues its downward movement. Okay, let's have a look at the chart of Bitcoin for the moment. And what do they see? Yesterday, in the beginning of the day, Bitcoin still went down from the points above 30,000, it declined sharply, made one big red candle and several more, and reached 29,200, 300 levels. And it opened today, the 20th of April, at the point 28,762, and now it is trading at the point 28,986. So for sure the indicators were right, and this is the second scenario, the decline scenario. So it broke the important 30,000 level and moved probably to the 28,000. It's really close to it already. However, probably it will move even lower, who knows. Well, so far it's that very correction finally started. Well, this is all for today. We'll see each other in our next review tomorrow. Please leave your comments and questions down below, and until next time.